And welcome back to the Underdog Jets podcast. And my goodness gracious, that was very rarely do I have a hard time watching football. And early in the third quarter, it was almost too much. I mean, it was too much, but I forced myself to stay with it from scheme to effort to just getting dominated in the trenches on both sides of the ball. You can't see you can't watch a football game where it was that lopsided, where the Miami Dolphins dominated the Jets to that degree. It was just horrendous. And on that lovely note, Wayne Chrebet is here. What's up, Wayne?
What's going on? Yeah, I agree with everything you say. Didn't get a chance to watch much of the game at the kids sporting events, but seemed like
Yeah,
every time I refreshed the score, it got worse and worse. And then after the game, to see the first half 200 yards to four, and some of the statistics, it just you can't get more lopsided. But the fact that you get 4 yards and a half, I don't care who's blocking. Major changes need to be made.
yeah. It was one of those, I mean, quotes after the game, Lazard, and I'm paraphrasing, he brought up out schemed, out efforted.
Hmm. What's that
Brees
telling you?
Hall,
Schemed.
say it
That
again.
doesn't fall on the players. That being out schemed is
Yeah.
all on all on the coaches. So is this the first little crack to where these anonymous sources and players start really going after each other, offense,
Yeah.
defense, and the coaching staff?
Yeah, perhaps because, and he's not wrong too. I mean, I was tweeting it. We'll get into some plays. I don't know how much I could stomach when I bring up the film, but all of you listening right now live, ask Wayne any question on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. I think it'll still come through, but YouTube preferred. It's eh, they come out predictable. And against Houston, we saw what they did in the second half. First half, regular, balanced offense. And listen, if you're a head coach, if you're an OC, you want a balanced offense. That's the goal at the end of the day.
Wait. You said it was a balanced offense for
Balance in
four
terms of
yards. Why does that
yeah,
matter?
yeah. Let
Balanced.
me
I don't
rephrase.
understand.
Let me rephrase. Balanced in terms of vision, in terms of what they wanted to be going in, game plan. Yeah, very good call there.
If you have 4 yards, you're either running it too much or passing it too much.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
don't
good.
give a shit, dude.
Yeah, good call,
I
good
don't
call.
care. I don't care if they punt it on third down every time.
That would
What
be a
they do is
classic.
impossible. Yeah.
That would be a classic 5-second snippet of a video. Hey, Sabo says they had a balanced offensive attack
Yeah.
against Miami. What a
Attack is
nut!
attack is not the
Attack. You're true. Attack's not the right word either.
what would
Um,
be a better term?
a balanced offensive sludging, um, crawling. I don't know. I mean, it's you got to get the thesaurus out because it was just it, they tried to be balanced, and from the get go, just like Houston from the get go, they couldn't do it. They couldn't run the ball. The offensive line stinks as it is, and when you're trying to do it against loaded boxes and defenses that are specifically on their toes trying to stop the run, it's going to be tough. So I feel like they try to just be who they are instead of adapting to a crummy old line. And what do you do when you try to hide an offensive line? You got to spread it out and trust the quarterback. And it may not work, but it's your only chance. 3-step design stuff, spreading it out is the only way to protect the old line. They didn't do that. They ran the ball a lot. A lot of elaborate play actions, like really tough to block. Elaborate play actions and screens too. Wayne, you were with Mawai. It, some of those screens that the Jets, the Al Groh Jets, and the old Daddy Hackett Jets drew up, without Mawai, they don't work. You have to have talented offensive linemen to do that.
You know what though? It's like they can't block us. They can't block us. D line saying that, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait a second. They let us go by them on the screen. They need jet sweeps. They need quick throws. Like I said, just spread them out. And listen, whoever's listening, we joke about the terminology and this and that. But we're rooting for the team, but it's tough not to call out, based on statistics and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to report on without making it sound really bad. I'm looking at the
Dude, if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. So unless you're ready for a good cry, we gotta laugh.
Yeah, you gotta laugh. I actually saw a picture on Instagram, which was like clearly kind of depicts what it was like. I don't know if you could bring up on
Instagram.
Yeah.
What account was it?
What's that?
Do you know the account? Is it on yours?
It's it's New York Jets Report. You got to see it. I don't understand what's going on here. New York Jets Report.
Shout out to New York Jets Report on Instagram. Let's share this bad boy here.
It just says 2023 Jets summarized in one photograph. See if you can put it up. Look at that.
Which one?
The first one.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Dude, I saw that. I didn't see the. I'm like, what could possibly be going on there?
I think we'll try to find that play because I just brought up the play-by-play film.
Before guys.
Yeah, it's insane. Becton had a tough game, man. Tomlinson was not good. Tippmann, even he wasn't that. Across the board, left to right, it was just awful. And the Jets D line wasn't that good either against the Miami O line that was beat up. Like they are incredibly injured, and they just got destroyed in the trenches.
Let's get into that. Looking at the stats, even with Tyreek Hill in there, is that a crazy picture?
That's
we gave him a shout out. So let's get some followers and views and likes from New York Jets Report followers. Yeah. I'm seeing they're getting gashed. Jalen Waddle, 70 yards, this and that. Like, I understand they're on the field a lot, and I saw field position. They're always starting at our side. We're never starting better than 20. What happened? I mean, I know they got to be gassed. Amount of plays are going, but what happened up front yesterday?
All right, so the first two drives for Miami were terrific field position, and we're gonna share it here. I'm gonna share the couple of plays. The first drive ended on a Zach fumble, basically, where Becton got beat. You could nitpick and say you want your quarterback to get rid of the ball, recognize that it's a failed play and get rid of it, but at the same time, it was so bad up front that it's tough to.
Yeah. And
then the second drive, Miami started around the Jets 40, somewhere in there, after a fake punt. 4th and 4. They tried to run it up the alley with the protector. I think is that my screen right now? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So 3rd and actually I don't know if it's 3rd. We'll find out. But two tight ends, is it? Yeah, 2 tight ends, double tight end, condensed split. And this is another thing. Like I said, spread it out, man. Like, look at the D against this look. I know it's too high, but
they have to cover from number to number. That's it.
Yeah, this does the defense so many favors when they want to be on their toes and stop the run. And you have to have a talented O-line to get this done. Like, you're not going to get it done with the JV O-line. So it was play action, right? Yep, play action fools nobody. But look at that. I mean, Wilson tried to get rid of it, and it just turned into a fumble. So watch on the left side here, Becton. 2 tights. You're overloaded on this side. I mean, geez, look at this front. A 1,
Zach's
3.
Ahead. Zach's not even like Zach's looking at these people ready to come too.
Yeah. Look at how sideways he is.
He's really sideways.
See, and the reason why you don't, it's tough. Yeah. You don't want to do that as a quarterback is because you give away the side of the run. That's why in pitches they teach the quarterback to pivot the other way. And if it's a pitch to the right side, pivot with your left foot, right foot anchor, and then pitch it this way. But unless it's a pitch, you're going to hand it off to the side you turn, or play action to the side you turn. So Becton right here, he takes a step inside. I don't know why. completely whiffs. Then you're having issues over here. Tittman turns his attention to the right. I think Tittman's expecting a slide to the right, which means Tomlinson needs to pick up the one tech. Becton move right as well, and he's supposed to take this guy. I think it was a 3, but no. So Tittman's acting like it's a slide. The right side's acting like it's a slide, where these guys are too, but it's just a complete nightmare.
Yeah.
Two guys get in untouched. Wilson, that's where he made his mistake. Wilson right here has to realize it's a failed play and just dump it at someone's foot.
Yeah.
But once he turns his back, that's game over. Right here, you're screwed.
He should have fired at a Brees Hall. He's on the ground right there.
Yeah. You can't turn your back.
All right, we could break down probably every play and find a negative or two. This just happened to be the worst one.
That was the first. That led to the first points of the game for the Dolphins.
Picture shows a
1,000
words, but yeah, it is what it is. And the crazy thing, I mean, we got the sixth pick in the draft now.
I think so. Yeah,
it's crazy because a lot of the mock drafts have us taking receivers. One good one has us taking Alt, the lineman from Notre Dame.
Joe Alt. Yeah. I'm taking Joe Alt every time. And listen, do they need a receiver? Absolutely. But, I'm going to target Evans hard if he makes it to free agency. And I'm going Joe Alt every day. Look at Eagle Fang here. Robby, Sabo, do you have a photo of yourself the last time the Jets made the playoffs 13 years ago? I still had gray hair, Eagle Fang, by the way. But I was much sprier back then.
So I was retired 18 years ago. So wow.
Yep.
How long after?
2010. January 2011 was the last time.
Dakota said, Wayne, how many times when you played have the Jets beaten Miami? We beat them a fair amount.
You had the edge on them.
You exclude the first 2 years. I think some of my best games obviously playing twice a year versus Miami and down there.
You know what? I happened to see it on YouTube the other day. It was the second meeting with you guys in Miami in '98, one of the last games of the season. You had the same record, and the winner was that much closer to the division title. And I think you definitely scored the first touchdown. I don't know if you finished with 2 touchdowns, but you had a big day on that one.
I have a breakdown of my touchdowns by the day of the week, the team, quarterbacks, this and that. I think 40 touchdowns. I think like 8 or 9 of them were on Monday or Sunday night, and just as many or more were versus the Dolphins and the
Patriots.
Bills. Patriots. Yeah, but the Miami was to answer your question, Dakota. Yeah, we played good versus Miami.
Here's the all-time record right here. Starting in '95. I mean, the first couple years are going to be rough. Split in '95. You won.
You split in '95.
Oh, nice. I'm sorry. Yeah. You split in '95. Dolphins took both in '96, then took both in '97. Parcells' first year. Yeah. But then look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight wins you guys had over them.
Yeah.
From '98 until 2001.
You gotta win your conference, your division. You gotta win those games if you're gonna compete. Like I said, we're not even talking about what do you do? So you come on here. What do you talk about besides the same things?
We talk about history. We reminisce.
Let's talk about why
they get dominated.
Rodgers why would they even medically clear him, and why would he want to get in there? People are like, well, what if his Achilles don't hold up or this and that? What if his whole body doesn't hold up? What if that's him in that picture? If you're Aaron Rodgers and you see that picture, where you're the doctors, wouldn't you be like, hey, let's just have a nice Christmas, have a nice New Year, see you in minicamp? I mean, I don't even know why it's a consideration.
It's still Saleh was asked today, is Rodgers going to play? And he still keeps saying the same thing. Rodgers is in rehab until he hears different. He doesn't know, and he says Rodgers wants to play.
Yeah.
That game is this weekend. I mean, they got to make a decision, I think, by Wednesday of this week.
Yeah.
So that's within 48 hours. What do you think, Wayne? Would you do it or would you not?
Zero. 0% chance. It doesn't. It does nothing for you. I would say, is he coming back to save Hackett's job? No, Hackett's safe because it's kind of like a punt year. Everybody's safe because it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. So everybody's safe. I don't disagree. I think it's fine. That's fine. It's a shame to say it's a wasted year with having a defense like that, and the best punter and kicker in the league. But it's like they're all back. Why would he come back? I mean, it's been all about him every day, every week in the last 6 months, and It's a shame that's how it's been, good or bad, but it makes no sense in the world to bring him back.
I think part of him feels responsible. I think part of him feels bad and responsible for what's transpired. And what I would tell him is, listen, did the Jets bend over in a lot of ways to accommodate you? Yes. That's part of the deal. And at the same time, you going down, I mean, it's not your fault in terms of what transpires after that. The entire O-line went down. When you play like you did against Miami yesterday, it has nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And if you're a football player out there and you see your trenches get just run over like a Mack truck,
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers is the last thing that's going to change everything.
You know what? I almost was Friday night doing some Christmas shopping. My buddy was like, let's just go to Miami. We'll leave early Sunday, see the game, hang out, and leave. Thank God I didn't go, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm a homer, but I really thought they had a better chance.
Me too.
And they just didn't show up mentally, physically. It's like they never got off the plane. What do you see? This is my question. What was said so far post game? And like I said, I saw Garrett Wilson yelling on the sideline. What was said as an explanation, or what do you see happening in the locker room and surviving these last couple games? What is the whispers you hear?
There's just a lot of dejection. I mean, and I think the worst problem to have in a locker room, this, are not so secret feelings, right? Like, I'll give Zach Wilson as an example. I thought they had a better chance in this one because I thought Houston was a eureka moment for the coaching staff, in, man, we gotta put the game plan in the quarterback's hands in order to balance out defenses and attack them where it hurts, because they're daring us to go over the top. They didn't come out that way. So if you're the quarterback, and I'm not saying Wilson deserves this, he hasn't played all that great, but you see that and you think, man, they don't trust me enough at 5-8, coming off my best year, to put the game plan, put the ball in my hands.
Yeah.
That's even if it's not confronted aloud, that's a not so subtle secret. And if those keep piling up, it's madness in a locker room. And I feel like they're at that point where, what do you do? Like,
here's another question. What does someone told me that they have a lot of plays where whatever's happening, and Aaron Rodgers is on the sideline just shaking his head.
Yep.
Zach's his guy, so it's that either Zach or Hackett's his guy calling the plays. So everybody, there's going to be a camera on every single player on that sideline trying to catch somebody with the face or yelling or this and that, man. And I've been through it. I've been through 1-15, 3-13, where midway just past, you're mathematically eliminated. It gets dark quicker. It's colder. Dude, it's tough to stay into it mentally, but you're playing for your jobs at this point, and they got enough leadership there. They're not going to cash it in, and the fans are going to come up to me and say, "Oh, don't you think they should lose the rest of their games to get a high draft pick?" And would you think they'll try? No. They're not going to try to lose. I know people are upset that they won that one game that didn't get Trevor Lawrence instead of Zach, but yeah, that's not going to happen. They're not going to lose on purpose.
Yeah, they beat the Rams, the famous Adam Gase Frank Gore game, and then I mean they beat the Browns the week after, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But no, you're spot on. They're not going to lose. I just think it's human nature too. Everyone just starts looking out for themselves a little more under the radar in these situations.
Yeah.
And
okay, here's a question.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And Rodgers, to your point about Rodgers on the sideline, point blank, I think he was questioning the play call, the offensive play call. Like, what are we doing here? I think that's what it was, based on him looking at the D, knowing what they should do. And hey, him and Hackett could still be tight, but people who are tight and are close should challenge each other. So I wouldn't point to that and say, hey, trouble in paradise. No, that's a real relationship.
Listen, you know what? The line is the line. Some people have bad lines. No one's had the worst as luck as us. How many different starting combinations, and our top 6 out of 8. But you look around the league at these quarterbacks, the what's Easton Stick and DeVito and Josh Dobbs coming back and all these guys, and they're making it work. You know what I mean? They're making it work with these guys, and they're rallying around these guys, and it's just a shame. It's, someone said, I'm so positive all the time, and other people are negative. But, I said to my son, he's in the other room, I'm like, what should I say? How can I spin this? It's hard at this point. Like I said,
listen, you can't. It's. And the thing is, Saleh's criticizing himself at this very moment. He's kicking himself. And I think the main thing for him, and I say him, I single out him because he's the captain of the ship, and it trickles down from him. You point to these other offenses making it work with injuries, the same number of injuries in a lot of cases. I mean, for the Jets, the left side of the line, starting line was still healthy. Becton, Lakin, and Tippmann, for all intents and purposes, is a starting center at this point. So you got to be chameleon-like in today's NFL and make sure the opponent doesn't expect what they usually expect. Don't let them get what they expect. Make it be the unexpected. And they try to hammer home who they are and who they want to be too much, as opposed to flashing it up and jumping on someone with a surprise. And I think that's what Saleh needs to say to himself in the mirror.
Let's see. Ben Houston said, what's our salary cap space? How do we look as far as in the league?
We'll check that out. That's a good question. I know right now it's like $6 or $8 million this offseason.
But we can get rid of Lawson, and that's
Lawson's as good as gone. Let's share this screen here. Over the cap, of course, the best. Shout out to Spot Track too, but for NFL, over the cap is where it's at. Mosley's cap number is still the highest at 21, which is absurdly high. But the offseason will look like, it's not great right now because of the money Rodgers is going to get. Right now, it's $16.7 million over the cap, but that's not including the guys they're going to cut. So, if they cut Mosley, which I'm not saying they will, if they do, that's another $10 million. Dwayne Brown's another $5 million. Lawson, what would Lawson be? Another $6.3 million. So we're looking at somewhere between 30 and 40 million, basically.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, at least, because they're gonna have to make some moves. I don't know, like I said, dead money. I don't know how that works. I mean, they've been pretty good at moving money around. And Rodgers, he moved around to get Dalvin Cook. But there's stuff they can do.
Uzama too. They have a lot of candidates, veteran cap casualties to cut or restructure to clear up space. So I think they're going to have over 40 million.
Yeah, here's a comment. This is my whole point. Like, Aaron Rodgers is like kind of has him hostage. He gets the coaches he wants, the players he wants, and they made a big investment with him. They took their shot. Didn't work out this year. Doesn't mean it's not going to work out. But even with everything going on, what's the news? Oh, Rodgers had a one-handed interception in scout team.
Yeah.
It goes back to him. He does anything. I'm looking at the comments who Eagle Fang said that. It's just like, yeah, this is what we're hearing about.
Yep, it's very true, and there's a lot of positives with him, but there's also negatives, and that's part of the deal.
Yeah.
Matthias Simon, New York Jets super fan. I was 13 when I saw the Jets win the Super Bowl a lifetime ago. God bless you, Matthias. At least I'm not the oldest person on the call, or, in this chat and on the call, but God bless you. You're around my dad's age, and he grew up loving. The reason why he loves sports is because of that 68 team with
Right.
Namath. So there's a whole generation of Jets fans who have gone through the last 40, 50 years, struggling it out, save for the New York Sack Exchange, Chrebet's era, Parcells starting a really good run where, from 98 to 2010, they made the playoffs in 50% of the time, 3 AFC title games. So same old Jets was not the case then, that's for sure.
You know what's crazy? I've talked to people, fans and like you said, fans in their 30s, 40s, mid 40s. In their lifetime, they've never seen the Jets Super Bowl. Fans have been fans for 30, 40 plus years.
That's correct.
And then that's an insane thought. And then I saw that 13 years, no playoffs is the longest for all major sports in North America.
Correct. The Bills used to have that record at one point.
Oh my God, dude.
Until Josh Allen came. And man, being a diehard fan when I was a kid, I was really spoiled, in high school with you guys and Parcells, and then college with Herm, and it was a good time. So there's two things here. Yes, it was a huge undertaking for Douglas to come in and change things, and a lot of fans will disagree with this, but they do have a lot of talent on this roster. They do. And
let me ask you this: let's just get off this stuff. Who's your pick for the Super Bowl AFC representation? I think.
You're going Super Bowl on me now?
Super Bowl, yeah.
I think it was Cincy and Philly I liked before the year, but I can't go Cincy now, obviously.
Yeah.
It's right now I'm leaning towards Buffalo.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have figured it out in a lot of ways where they're using, since Brady took over the play calling duties, James Cook, they're using him in the red zone. Defense is making enough plays, but they're led by a ridiculous offense right now with Josh Allen. So right. I'll go with the best player other than Mahomes because Mahomes just doesn't have that extra bit he usually does. So I'd go Buffalo in the AFC right now.
Is he in Miami? He's not in the conversation?
Miami. I love McDaniel, but they have to beat a winning team. They have not beaten a winning team all year still up to right now. You got one?
Oh, I don't know, man. It goes back and forth, and obviously, who's going to get the bye? Who's going to get the home field? You get big advantages in the cold weather.
Right now, it's leaning towards Baltimore.
Yeah. I didn't even think about them. I mean, did they take care of business last night versus Seattle?
I think.
Did they play last night? Yeah.
Oh, no. Seattle plays tonight. Do they play tonight? Hold on. I'm losing my mind already. Philly and Seattle tonight. Baltimore did win.
Okay. Yeah. You can't forget about them. Tough place to play. But that's the thing. In years when we had that, that bye, basically you're 2 games, you're in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're that one less game is massive. I think that that'll add to it a lot. But in the NFC, I mean, the Niners look like the clear-cut number 1.
Yeah, Philly. It'll be interesting to see what Philly does tonight. Here's the playoff picture. Ravens are still a 1 seed, 11-3. and then it's Miami, KC, Jacksonville, Cleveland, Bengals, Colts. My Bills are still on the outside looking in, but I'm leaning their way right now. Hopefully they get in and don't make me look foolish, but I agree. NFC, San Fran. I was worried about San Fran. One of the shows we did about a month ago, longer than a month ago, because everything started perfectly for them. And they usually get injured, and they hadn't gotten injured yet. Then they got injured, but they've seemed to fix it and right the ship. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, people are saying Ravens. So
I can't go Ravens yet.
Lamar. Up there? Did you say Jacksonville's up there?
Yeah, Jacksonville's still leading the division, so they're going to have a home playoff game in round 1.
It could be someone like that, man.
Look at the Colts. Look at the Colts battling with Jacksonville for the division with a rookie head coach, Shane Steichen, who was the Eagles' offensive coordinator last year.
Right.
Anthony Richardson, rookie quarterback, gets hurt. Gardner Minshew comes in, has been the quarterback all year. How are they getting it done? Without their starting quarterback, it's offensive innovation. They run more RPOs than anyone in the league, and the formula of Andy Reid and Sirianni and Philly and Shane Steichen, it's working around the league right now.
Yeah, like I said, fresh minds. These guys coming in, turning these franchises around. It makes you think, do you have the right guy with the right mentality, with the right philosophy? Should we have brought in an offensive-minded head coach with a young quarterback? These are all things you're looking around the league and seeing, why did it work for other teams and not for us,
Yeah, I think more than offensive or defensive-minded, you just need the right guy.
Yeah.
And New York Jets superfan says Ravens can't win. Lamar chokes in the playoffs. No way Lamar beats Josh Allen Mahomes. I agree, but I don't know if it's Lamar choking. If you look at him, he loves throwing inside the numbers, and he doesn't have the strongest arm. And Andrews, one of the best tight ends in the league because he throws to him all the time. Now he's hurt. Isaiah Likely is piling up the stats. It doesn't matter who they put at tight end. That guy's going to be a monster because Lamar throws to the inside of the numbers.
Right.
So that's what he's going to have to overcome. Defense is scheming. Good defenses in the playoffs scheming against that. That'll be the question. Get your final questions in for Wayne as we have a couple more minutes left.
What do you see happening this week? We got Christmas Eve game. Commanders.
Christmas Eve. Commanders.
Are you going to be going to the game?
I am going. The last home game, the Rodgers date. So I did put in for creds, and I will be going.
What's funny is I do tons of these cameos, these videos, and special occasions, birthdays, this, that, and I'm doing a lot of the holiday ones, and I'm just like, hopefully, happy holidays, get a win before the holidays, lift the holiday spirit and stuff like that. And I keep saying it, and like these people are gonna hate me, but I got everybody's hopes up that we're gonna get a win. We're gonna get a win this week or before
against Washington.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know how many people are gonna be. I'm gonna go to the game, at least for a half. Just to show up. I know Christopher Johnson invited me. Just to see him, and I know people don't talk about ownership to me. Those are my owners. Those are the people who I trusted, who took care of me, my family. They're the right family for the job. They're doing everything they can. Every time I talk to them, they're just, what else can we do to give our team a chance to win a championship? And you've seen it. They try with Aaron. It's not their fault. Injury happens 4 plays in. They try with this, that. So, yeah, don't ever question that to me. It's just a matter of, having the right guys at the right time, and we just did not have that this year.
Yeah. Washington, and hey, listen, they could easily beat Washington. Washington's playing terribly right now defensively. They have nothing. Yeah. So, you get an angry Jets team, even if Rodgers doesn't play, if Zach is healthy enough, It would be tough if both Rodgers and Zach are not, either one of them is not playing quarterback, but still, if you don't see some fire from the Jets early in this one, it'll never happen. So I expect to see some fight in this one.
Yeah, I do too.
Too. All right, jetsxfactor.com. Use discount code 80 and rate and review us at iTunes. We appreciate it. Share this video as well. Wayne, let's close it down for us.
Yeah, again, listen, we joke and we try to, like you said, make light of it. We know the fans came out, they've been coming out in the rain and all different kind of things, and you guys deserve a winner. You're gonna get it. Obviously, it wasn't this year, but it's coming, and I know I'm Mr. Optimistic, but I just kind of find it hard, without who they have in place and with that defense and the guys they have re-signed, that it's not going to happen, barring some catastrophic injury like this year. Let's just finish strong, and I hope everybody has a great holiday, and talk to you after Christmas.
Well said. Happy holidays to all. We'll catch you later.